Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome back to Witches and Midnight Margaritas. Oh, we have to.
Oh, we have to have a drink. Yes. Cat cheers without drinking.
That's right. We're ladies.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about protection
And what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Or what you can get if you prefer, whatever. But what you can do to do protection for yourself.
Yeah, like what are you going to need protection from? That's your first question.
Yeah.
Whatever you're not feeling safe around.
Exactly.
And it's valid for you.
Yeah.
I was actually going to originally do a video on vampires today, but then people misread that. But vampires are real because a vampire sucks the life out of you.
Exactly.
And there are definitely such things as energy vampires.
Who suck the life out of you?
Who suck the life right the hell out of
That's
you.
what they do. Or people. Yeah. People sometimes suck the life out of you.
Well, that would be a vampire, buddy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, she's getting old.
Yeah, give me a break.
But what can you do? What can you do? Even if you're not a practitioner, what can you do? What if you need to protect yourself from witches? Because I've seen a few of those comments floating around, which are absolutely hilarious, because witches aren't out just cursing everybody.
No.
But the first thing that you should do that we would recommend is having some sort of talisman or protective charm. And a pentacle is really good for that. You'll see people wearing pentacles.
I wear mine all the time.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And that's a good one because that's all the core of witchcraft, right? Like all the elements and spirituality. Not devil worship. We don't believe in the devil.
No, we don't.
The next one you could do is get yourself an evil eye amulet.
We have one here so you know what it is.
Yeah. And the thing about an
This
evil
is a
eye...
big one, but
yeah,
just so you could see it.
The thing about an evil eye amulet is eventually they're going to break. And when it breaks, you know it worked because it blocked something.
Exactly.
So if it's all of a sudden broken...
Or you lose it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
you can get them in charms as well. Like small charms, they don't have to be that big. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So those are really handy to have on your person. Also, if you can get a bracelet made out of lava beads or any jewelry with lava beads on it.
For instance.
Yeah. And those are really good for protection as well.
Yeah.
You wear bracelets all the time.
I do.
Yeah. But that's good for like your person or even in your vehicle.
In your vehicle,
You could put these in your vehicle as well.
Yeah. Like I have my evil eye, like that one that I just showed you on my keychain. So every time I go into my car, I have it with me.
Yeah. And it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Then what about your home? Your home, definitely protect your home.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's your home.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your space. It's your place to be you. There are a lot of different ways to protect your home. The first and foremost is make sure you clean out the bad energy and invite good energy in. And that's a whole other video ritual. But that's something you want to do. If you're okay with a few ghosts and spooks hanging about, that's okay. You don't have to kick them out. But basically, you'd want protection from things that might happen, like natural disasters or bad people coming in. Yeah. So one of the things you can do, which is really, really easy, is in the four corners of your house, upper floor, lower floor, doesn't matter, put a little bit of salt, like a fancy little jar.
In each corner of your house.
And that's a really, really basic and good thing to do.
It's easy.
Really easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing you can do is whip yourself up some protection powder just to have on hand. We've got a little jar here. And we made this a couple of years ago, right? I barely even knew we had it. Oh, yeah, we do have protection powder. We don't use it a whole lot, right? But it's handy to have on hand. Now, where are you going to find the recipe? Anywhere. You could literally Google protection powder recipe and you'll find something. Yeah. But it's like we always say, use your intuition on what works for you.
Absolutely. You need to use your intuition.
Because maybe my recipe doesn't need eggshells, but yours does. because it's going to be what works for you, right? It's very personal and intuitive.
It is.
And that's how you get doing things, you know, using your intuition. So this is really good to have on hand. You can put it with the salt in the corners of your house. You can dress candles with it. You can use it in spells. If you know somebody that you're doing protection for, like say they don't live with you or whatever, like a friend in another city, and you just want them to feel safe, you can do protection powder with them too. That's not even an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. You can carry a little pouch of it, even.
Yeah, the very basis of it is always going to be salt. Always salt. Black salt's really, really good for entities and things like that. But whatever you feel, definitely anything that is protective in nature. So like seashells are protective in nature. Eggs are protective in nature, right? So using those discarded shells, and you don't want to harm an animal to get this.
No.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be like killing a bunch of crabs just to get their thing, right? But yeah, it's really good. And then look at your herbs. Like garlic is really good for protection. Dill is good at breaking hexes and things like that.
Yeah.
So
you can add it to your protection.
yeah,
sure.
whatever you need. And all it takes is a simple search to find this stuff out. And then what's working for you. Yeah, there's 10 million recipes out there.
There's lots of different ones. So
Yeah.
you just need to either make one up that works for you, or you can pick one that you like.
Absolutely. And then the other thing that I recommend having on hand, but this isn't easy to come by,
It's not easy to know.
is get yourself a jar of holy water. We made this,
Yes.
and it takes a very long time to make. And it's a little cloudy now, but that's okay. Still good just the same.
It is.
Holy water doesn't necessarily just come from churches.
No, you can make it.
Holy water is basically blessed salt water.
Yeah.
But when we make it, it's being charged by the moon, and there's ratios of things in here. And we'll give that recipe someday, but it is a long, long time. It takes at least a month to make this. And we've actually never used it.
No.
No, because, you know, we haven't had the need to, but when we made it, we're like, you know, we should probably just have holy water on hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Just in case.
Just to have it around.
Yeah, so it hasn't gone down that much. It's probably just evaporated. It was a dollar store jar. And then we threw a pentacle on the front because it's a protection thing. But I recommend holy water. Now, if you believe, because everybody's got different beliefs, and they're all right, and they're all wrong at the same time.
Exactly.
Beliefs are beliefs. Faith is what makes things work. Your belief and everything else. So if you believe that water from a church is holy water, go get some.
Yeah.
Keep it on hand.
Yeah.
You know?
Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit.
No. Head in to the next mass downtown. Get some water. Move on. It's okay. It's okay to do that. It's what you believe will work for you. And with putting up protection, I'm just going to go on ahead and say you need to look after your mental health, because I will say this a lot.
Yeah, always mental health. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Your first line of defense is going to be putting up boundaries. And that's not even witchcraft.
No, that's just everyday life.
That's just everyday life. You'll find you'll talk to some older witches and they'll be like, well, did you just tell them to fuck off?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
sometimes that's all you need.
Sometimes that's all you need, right? But if you're feeling unsafe from a situation, put up your boundaries and keep yourself physically safe as well as spiritually safe. You know, like...
There is a word, and it's no, and you can use it.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, for sure. The world is actually, it's funny, there's all these different spiritual entities and monsters and all these other things out there that, do they exist or do they not? Nobody knows, right? But some of the worst monsters in the world are actually human beings.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's funny, we got a whole bunch of comments on one of our videos. I've deleted them because I just don't want that energy around us, even though we were laughing about it, accusing us of worshiping the devil and all sorts of other stuff. And that just kind of rolls off my back. It's really funny. I just don't want to spread that kind of energy, right? But that's a boundary for me, is that if someone wants to say a negative comment, that's okay. But if they're going to promote hate,
No.
that's a boundary we have.
Yeah,
That's a boundary.
That's not acceptable.
No, and neither her or I ever go and troll somebody else's videos or anything like that. If I don't like it, I scroll on by. If I like it, I like it. And if I love it, I will comment. But we don't need to impose our negativity onto other people. And I quite often think, who needs to be protected from me? I don't want to be that person that someone puts a spell up because I exist. Like, I need to be protected from her. That's not cool to me. That's really, really not cool to me. So
it's not what we're all about at all. Not at all. So protection is great, but you just have to be careful with what you're doing with it. That's all. Really.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yeah. So that's about all we got for you tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining us in our videos. We're having a good time. We really, really are. We're experimenting with some new stuff, changed our backdrop. She's still like cozying right in on me. It's fucking creepy, but you know, whatever. If you don't have a creepy bestie, then are you even besties?
I'm going to be over here. Oh, I can still be seen.
Yeah, I know. You're basically licking my face here. It's like fucking weird.
Not that much.
Anyways, thank you so much. We appreciate every single one of you. And if you have any questions or comments, you can feel free to leave all the comments you want. But anything hate-filled, we're just going to delete, just so
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no hate. We love you so much.
Yeah, we're not all about hate. We're all about, we love you.
We're all about the good vibes, baby.
That's right. So we're going to do this.
Stay magical.
Stay magical.